Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Donna. If you're new here, hi. How you doing? So happy to have you here. And if you're not new, thank you so much for continuing to come back and support my channel. I appreciate all of you so very much. Today I'm doing my Project Pan 2021 intro and I could not be more excited. You guys hopefully saw my Project Pan 2020 finale, and if not, I will put it up in the cards for you. But I had a real good time with Project Pan last year. I was able to complete, I think, 21 products in my Project Pan last year, and how I ended up doing that was just instilling the practices of a rolling Project Pan for 2020 instead of a I'm going to pick these items, I'm going to stick with these items all year long. For me, that just didn't pan out so hot because, you know, I got bored. I got bored with the products. In addition to that, I'm going to be rolling in a Shop My Stash this year, so I think it will keep me focused on a lot of different moving parts in my makeup collection that I really haven't stuck to really figuring out. Up until this point in my makeup collection, there are so many products in my collection that I have not even touched. So rolling in a Shop My Stash, picking new products for 2021, making sure that I have as close to a full face as possible, not rolling in products that I know are going to take me 500 years to pan, i.e. blushes.
I'm talking to you, Ofra Winter Rose. Like, what the hell? Why did it take so long? Why does it take so long to pan a blush? Why do we need blushes this big? Like, literally, they can make the blushes so much less product and charge a third of the price is what I'm figuring out, because once you have one blush in your collection, you don't need any more. You really don't.
Last year, I was able to finish a MAC blush that I had had in my collection for 3 years. I basically had been working on that blush for 3 years. So there's that. You don't need any more than one. You don't. And I have a trillion. You guys will see my inventory later on this month. So please subscribe. Turn on the notification bell if you are interested in that at all. I'm interested in it. So I thought I would do my Project Pan for 2021 intro today, and I am stoked to be bringing these items that I'm bringing into my collection into a Project Pan. I'm starting it off like I did last year. There's a few that are going to go quickly. There's a few that aren't going to go quickly. Some of them I think are going to be with me for quite some time, actually, but that's okay. That's okay. So I want to start off with this first. This is a Buxom full-on lip cream, and this one is in the shade Dolly. You guys can see I already marked it. It looks like I marked it a little bit low. Okay, you guys can see I already marked it for where it sits. We're going to go at the top of that line is this. I don't think it's going to take me long to finish this. This is my all year round in my purse lip gloss. So, and if I am able to finish it off, it will be the first lip gloss I have ever finished in my collection. So I'm really excited about that. The next product is this guy, and it is the Too Faced Born This Way Sculpting Concealer. This is their giant big fatty guy. This has been in my collection for far too long. It weighs in at 2 ounces. Even, I don't think that there's that much product in there. I think that it's probably, if I really focus on it, I think it can roll out of my collection in the next several months. 3 months tops. It's not one that I use for concealer anymore, though. I don't like how it feels on my face. It's not emollient enough for me anymore these days. It used to be my holy grail concealer. It's just not anymore. And that's okay. Like, your mind can change about the products in your collection, but because it isn't one that I use for concealer anymore, I cannot honestly tell you how long it's probably going to take me to go through it. But it does weigh in at 2 ounces right now, because I can't, I mean, you can see through it, but I can't really tell you how much is left in it because I mean, it still looks full. Next one is this. This is the Profusion No Budge eyeshadow primer. You guys know that I rolled this into my collection last year. I love it. It was on, you know, a list of favorites for me and I have used so much of it. So I did mark it right there as the mark on the container. I do think it won't take me very long to get through this eye primer. I do use eye primer every day, and even though you only use a little tiny bit of this, I think this rolled into my collection in October and it's already halfway gone. So I think that we will see that this probably will be replaced by March for sure. The next thing is this. It is the Briochio Treatment Oil. It is just a hair oil. I did mark it. It is marked. It's marked right there on the container. I don't think it's going to take me long to get through this, but this came to me through my samples series, and I have been using it pretty consistently, and you guys can see it's still got half the container with it. So I just really want to put a focus on it. It's hard for me to remember to use those little vials of things in my collection, so I'm trying to get it out of my collection. All right, the next one is this. It is a lip liner by Bite Beauty. This is in the shade 034, and you guys can see this is what it looks like right now. It is just a little tiny guy. I really want to get it down to as far as I can. I know that at some point it's going to become rather difficult for me to even sharpen it anymore, so I can't tell you how much life is left in this guy, but I do want to get it down as far as I can. I want it to be about the same length total as the cap. I would call it done at that point, because I would then know that I wouldn't be able to sharpen it and put it into the cap and still be able to find it. So there's that. Then I also have this Hourglass Ambient Diffused Light. This is a like finishing powder. You guys know that this was in my project pan last year. I do feel like I hit pan on it. I was talking about it in the video, and I had a couple of you comment underneath that this is indeed pan that I'm seeing in here. But you guys see this like kind of like lavender tone along this rim here? I really feel like that is the pan in this product. So I don't feel like it'll take me very much longer to pan this product, even though it was in my collection, you know, for a good portion of last year. It currently weighs in at 0.8 ounces. So I think that's even a 0.1 ounce less than what we ended last year's project pan at, so that excites me. But with that said, I still know powders take a significant amount of time to pan, so I can't imagine it'll be out of my collection anytime soon. The next one I have is this. It is the IT Cosmetics No Tug Eyeliner. This is an eyeliner that I've been using pretty consistently for the last several months, and I was just like certain that I would have it gone by the end of the year, and it just keeps going. This is the never-ending sample size of eyeliner right here. It just keeps going. So I'm hoping to have this finished by the end of, I'm going to say February. So we can get like 2 months use out of it. It is retractable, which I do kind of like these pencils, especially being the retractable kind, because they're harder than hell when they're made up of this kind of like plasticky material to sharpen. So I can't see it lasting for very long, but I do see it lasting longer than I think it's going to. So I'm going to say hopefully by the end of February we will see some depletion in that. I am also rolling in this Laura Geller Spackle Tinted Under Makeup Primer in Ethereal. This is the last of my Laura Geller primers. I do love Laura Geller primers, but I have way too many primers right now, and I just need to focus on one, get it out of my collection, then pick another one, focus on it, get it out of my collection. So this is one of those items that, you know, when I finish it, I'm going to roll in another primer for sure. This is where this guy sits here. We're going to be able to see the progress in this because it is a see-through container, and there's nothing wrong with this primer. I really love it. It just happens to be the primer that has the least amount of product in it. I know that it won't take me long to finish. I do wear primer every single time I put my makeup on, so I can foresee this actually being gone by the end of January. The next thing I have in here is this. It is the Fenty Beauty Kilowatt highlighter, and this is one of her duos, and the one that I will be panning is this one here, which is Fire Crystal. And I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's got quite a bit of a divot in it. I just want to see pan in this guy. I have used the poop out of this particular highlighter, so I just want to see pan in there. I feel like you should be able to see pan already, but once I have put pan in this, I will probably roll it out and roll a new one in, because highlighters, we found out last year, are pretty committal. You have to commit to hitting pan in those things. It's when I went into my project pan this year, I was like, okay, I'm not putting a blush or a highlighter into this unless they already are showing signs of some serious usage. So I feel the same way about bronzers, honestly. So this does weigh in at 2.2 ounces, but you guys, we're going to be able to see progress in this. I really do feel like. So, I mean, there are some inconsistencies in the pan that you can see, like there's a divot over here that is pretty deep where I'm not sure what happened there, but the FB from Fenty Beauty is wore off on there. This used to be one of my favorite highlighters. It's still one of my favorite highlighters. I just don't reach for it very often anymore. The next thing we have is this. It is the Ofra Bronzer and Versatile Matte. If you guys look at my description box throughout all of my videos for 90% of 2020, well, not 90%, I would say since about August, you will see this bronzer being the bronzer that I used, and I didn't use it very much before I saw pan in it. So there is supposedly 0.39 ounces of product in here, so 10 grams. But man, if there's 10 grams in here, I just whirlwind right through it. It's not super hard pressed, because I could not believe how quickly I hit pan in this. Just saying. I do use a lot of bronzer, but I have a ton of bronzers in my collection that I haven't hit pan on yet. So my goal with this guy is to finish it up. I will probably at some point dig around the edges and repress it. I think that you guys can see that this will take me a good significant amount of time. I feel like once you hit this place with a powder, it takes you forever to finish it up. So I'm kind of interested in what it's going to look like for me to finish this up, and when I'm going to guess June. That's when I'm going to guess. I'm going to guess that June, and that's if I'm using this every single day. That's what my guess is going to be. If I hit it sooner than that, if I finish that up sooner than that, I will be stoked. I'm not going to weigh that one because that one will be able to see progress. I did take pictures of everything today, so we'll have today's pictures and we'll be able to use those pictures throughout the year to see the progress that we've made. The only things I'm weighing is the things that we cannot see, this one being one of them. I am also going to put a foundation in this, and I'm putting in the Lancome Tanta Adult Ultra Longwear. It's just one of the longest living foundations still in my collection. Not that any of my foundations are very old at this point, but it's the longest living open foundation in my collection. It is a beautiful foundation. I am wearing it today. There's nothing wrong with this foundation. I would probably repurchase it in a heartbeat. I might purchase a different color. I feel like this is just a little bit too yellow for me. Lately, anyways, I have been using more of a neutral foundation when I do my makeup, and I love how neutral looks on me. I'm kind of this like fair olive warm tone, which is weird, so I can never find a super foundation that suits me 100%, but this comes decently close. I feel like I put it on today and it does have a pump. I do feel like that when I was trying to pump it out, it was kind of rough to get some product out of it, so I feel like it might be almost done. So I feel like if I concentrate on it enough, that it shouldn't take us long to get through it. It does weigh in at 3.8 ounces, which I think is a lot. But when I think about it, I also know that this component is pretty heavy, right? It's only got 1 ounce of product in it, right? I believe 1 ounce of product in it. This component is a beautiful frosted glass component, and it does have a pump on it. The lid is very nice as well. So I do have to imagine that this component weighs quite a bit. So 3.8 ounces seems like a lot, but I know that probably a good 90% of that is the component itself. At first, that number I was like, oh God, that's so much product. But then I had to remember there's only 1 ounce of product in foundations, Donna. All right, and the last thing, so 12 items is what we're rolling into Project Pan 2021, is going to be this, and it is a mini Charlotte Tilbury lipstick. You guys, when I look at my lipstick bullet collection, I'm just seeing an awful lot of minis, and I just don't have the room to have minis in my collection. And this is actually a really beautiful lip color. It's one that I can see me wearing often. It reminds me a little bit of KVD Lolita, if I have to be honest. It's also not my favorite formula, but it's not a bad formula, so I am going to roll this guy in. This came to me in my sample series. I am also not going to weigh this because it's just a mini, but it's also, I think that we'll be able to see how well it does in pictures. So there's that. So you guys, I hope that you liked this video, and I hope that you like the products that I'm rolling into my Project Pan 2021. What do you guys think of the products that I chose? Give me some guesses on how long you think it's going to take me to get through that bronzer. Like I said, I'm thinking June. So what are your thoughts? Let's get a little bit of a pool going on down there. What are you panning for 2021? I would be interested to know. I know I really love doing this rolling Project Pan. I felt so successful last year. So how do you feel about Project Pans? Do you love Project Pans? Do you think that you don't love Project Pans and maybe you just need to switch it up? I would be interested to hear your thoughts on Project Pan. And you guys, just, I hope that you liked this video enough that you're considering giving it a big thumbs up. I hope that you're also considering subscribing before you go. Please don't forget to hit the notification bell if you do that, so that you're notified every single time I upload content. Please be well out there. I hope that you guys and your family are doing super well. I hope that you're all wearing your masks when you're out in public. We need to steadfast on this. Make sure that we are keeping ourselves safe, if for no other reason. I hope that you all are loving each other, but loving each other from afar. And until next time, guys, bye.